The Wargrave Challenge Cup next up. Race number 7 on our programme. Nottingham Rowing Club. They're angled slightly towards the centre of the course at Temple Island, off the Berkshire station to the left. They've gone a little bit central, but helped out by Shiplake Vikings Rowing Club staying in a good spot on their side.
Yeah, and you can just see that the Shiplake Vikings boat on the right-hand side of our screen has had their rudder on, because you can see where their wake has been going, or that trail is, and they're pushing themselves up onto that station, making sure that they are on each side of the river to give their athletes then the best chance of rowing.
The Nottingham Rowing Club boat, it's Cox Tamsin Jones. Brings some experience to the party, Sarah.
Yeah, it's an interesting boat. There's Nottingham Rowing Club. It's great to see them coming here for this Wargrave Challenge Cup, the women's 8 event. Great to see how the more new clubs are coming into this event. I think it's the first time we've seen a Shiplake Vikings in this event also.
Getting this race sorted out, and at the early stages are just vying for domination. It looks like on the Berkshire station, Nottingham Rowing Club have climbed into a lead, but just watching their steering, if they do meander, it must take speed out the boat, and obviously it makes the course longer, doesn't it? And that's the last thing you want, but it's probably quite long enough as it is.
Yeah, and interestingly, Nottingham Rowing Club, they'll be used to training on the river and the Trent or Home Pier Point, the 6-lane racing. So again, a quite open, very different feel from this Henley Rowing course, which can feel a little bit tight as you're coming through. But yeah, Nottingham, they've come out, they've had a good start, they've got that half a length lead. But Shiplake Vikings Rowing Club, they are in this. They are pressing on, and if you look at this, their blades are coming down. We've got some great experience in this boat, including a Henley winner of the Diamond Jubilee in 2021 in Maya Vickerman. You know, she will know, particularly, she'll be sitting there in that stroke seat and know what it takes to make sure that you're ahead at 2,112 metres.
Well, they come from a great part of the country for sport in this last year. Nottingham Rowing Club on the banks of the Trent, right in the hub of, well, just down the right way from the City Ground. Nottingham Forest Football Club had a great year in the Premier League. You have a test match against Zimbabwe for England at Trent Bridge a few weeks ago. And it's a great city spot there, boathouse, and this is doing well here.
Great side-by-side racing we're looking at here, isn't this? A fantastic shot. You can see the stroke girl there just having a look for the cock to see exactly where they are against in the Shiplake boat, Shiplake Viking, and it'll feel absolutely like you're in the cauldron for all these crews and all these athletes now. You're side-by-side at Henley. This is where it starts.
This is going to be a really good race. You can see from here in the Wargrave Club Women's 8, and they are properly head-to-head here, aren't they? Look at that. Nothing to call in front of the regatta enclosure, in front of the clubhouses.
Yeah, and this is really going to be about how you work with the other athletes in your boat, making sure that you're moving with them, doing your bit, working your eighth of the boat to make sure that you can keep it up and keep it moving. And I feel like the Shiplake Vikings Rowing Club, they are just coming through, and that'll feel fantastic for them. Nottingham, though, they've still got that lead. They're pressing away.
Yeah, they're shading it. Tamsin Jones in the cock seat. She's going to need all that experience to try and keep. It's not even quarter of a length, is it? It's a tiny little lead that Nottingham Rowing Club have as we get to the business end of the race.
Yeah, it's really interesting is because I suspect the Coxes will be talking about not sticking, keeping moving, because as soon as you start to stick, you can get frustration and the tension can come into the shoulders where you want it pushing through the legs. And look at this. This is fantastic racing. It's a heat of the Wargrave Challenge Cup. It's side by side at halfway. This is brilliant.
Well, Shiplake Vikings Rowing Club have had a little burst there, but there's a response from Nottingham Rowing Club, who have maintained a slender lead. Here come Shiplake again, closest to your camera there, as they come on the buck station. Have they done enough to edge the lead? This is going to be so tight. Now, keeping in your own boat here for all these athletes must be so important. There must be a huge temptation to have a glance across and see how you're getting on. If you do that, all you're going to learn is it's a dead heat at the moment.
That's it. Listen to your cocks and support the other athletes. Do your bit. Stay in your boat. That's what will make the difference. Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. Shiplake may have got a slight lead now. You can see actually the bow girl of Shiplake having a little peak. Maybe that's giving her energy there. This is fantastic. They're coming close together, Tim.
Ellie Webb in the bow seat for Shiplake, trying to urge on her boat. Alexander Erb in the cock seat. They have just got it at the moment, but it's so narrow. Shiplake to the right of your picture, Nottingham just down, having led for the first half of the race. They're in front of Stewards. It's anyone's at the moment. Who's got the last bit of energy to get themselves over the line? Shiplake go again. They have the lead just. Last couple of strokes, Shiplake try and push on. Nottingham Rowing Club trying to stay, and have they got one more trick up their sleeve? They're going to have to produce that in the next 10 strokes. The line is coming, and Shiplake are trying to push away. They're trying to find a bit of extra energy, and I think they have done that. Yes, Shiplake have moved in the last few strokes to win by, well, half a length, and that doesn't really reflect the close nature of that race. Shiplake Vikings Rowing Club were pushed and pushed and pushed all the way in front of Stewards. That was such a tight race, and you'll look at that in the programme, in the records in years to come, and you'll say, oh, half a length, okay, that's regulation. It wasn't that. It was so close.